Today I'm going to show you how to make a simple sampling well to sample out of your infiltration BMPs. Supplies we have today are going to be a couple of 2-inch PVC caps, some solid 2-inch PVC, and some 2-inch PVC well screen. We also might need a tape measure, some PVC cutters, a hacksaw, and PVC cement. When we're sizing our well, we want to make sure we have it deep enough to where we're getting at the bottom of where our fire retention media is. So here we have about 4 inches of well screen and about 18 inches of solid PVC. This well screen is going to live at the bottom of this PVC, so where we're capturing the water coming in through the bottom of the media. Of course, we have a coupler that's going to go in between, a cap on the bottom, and a cap on the top. We'll go ahead and dry fit our sampling well. We're going to start with our coupler. We'll put that on. We're then going to put in our well screen. We'll fit the bottom with a cap and then the top with a cap. So our well is going to fit just like this into our bioretention mix. With our sampling well dry fit to how we want it, we can go ahead and take it apart and glue it back together. So we'll start with our PVC primer. Make sure that we get it nice and clean here. And then also on the inside of our coupling. We will then fill in with our PVC cement. And slide those together. Now, do the same thing with our well screen. Again, primer on both ends. And cement. And finally, our bottom cap. Again with the primer. And our PVC cement. Now we want to move on to the cap. I like to take a hacksaw and just cut a short little slit in the top to make sure our cap can easily come on and off. As it ages outside, things can get gummed up, there can be algae growth and that type of thing. So we'll just go ahead and start a slit on either side. So if you can see here are our slits on either side. This allows us a little extra flexibility to get our cap on and off easily. This is our fully functioning sampling well. We're going to wash it up and then take it into the field and install it. So now we're ready to choose our sampling location, where we want to put our sampling well. We want to avoid doing it too close to where the water flows into our infiltration BMP. So we're not going to do it on this side of our bioretention cell. We're going to choose somewhere towards the end to allow that stormwater to have as much time in contact with our beneficial media as possible. So looking around here, we don't want to disturb our plants too much either. So it seems like right here towards the back is probably going to be our best option. So now that we're in our BMP, we want to do our best to clear away any mulch or other debris. And we also want to collect the bioretention mix into a bucket or on a tarp or something similar. Because we have to sample for turbidity, we don't want that to cause us a turbidity issue down the road. So using a post hole digger, we're just going to try to dig straight down as best we can. Again, capturing that media into our bucket. Now that our hole is dug, we want to just verify that we have it at the right depth. So we're going to use our tape measure and we'll find that we are right there at 18 inches. In which case we can go ahead and set our sampling well, trying to keep it as vertical as possible. And we want to backfill with some washed gravel. And we want that gravel to go up to to where it's about an inch or two above where our well screen is. All right, so as you can see, we have our wash gravel up about an inch above the top of our well screen. We can now backfill with our bioretention mix. And there we have our installed sampling well. Again, we left our cap to where it's easily removable, and we should be ready to sample. First thing we want to do is to verify that we have enough water to pull for our sample. This is going to be simple for our well here, as it's shallow enough that we can just look inside and verify where the water level is. Now, to take the sample, I do need to use a specialty tool called a peristaltic pump. This is my tool of choice because a peristaltic pump allows us to take a sample without the water coming into contact with the workings of the pump, and that water is only going to come into contact with the tubing that we use. We can remove that tubing, we can easily replace it or wash it between sampling events and prevent cross-contamination. Really, the only thing we need to look out for when we're selecting our tubing is that we're not using a tubing that contains PFAS, especially if that's what we're sampling for. Other than this, the sampling methods are going to be roughly the same. We're going to lower our inlet side of our sample tubing into the well. We're going to then turn on our peristaltic pump and capture it into our sample bottle. We want to make sure that we're using proper sample handling techniques, doing things like wearing clean gloves, keeping the bottle lid closed for as long as possible, only using bottles that come from the lab and are clean, and placing the bottle on ice before we transport it to the lab. And there you have it, a simple method for sampling your discharge to ground through infiltration BMPs. For more stormwater tips, please like, subscribe, and visit our website at wastormwatercenter.org.